over here, this is from a paper. Some of the names are a little different from what we might use now as far as the most modern names, but the idea is the same here. You can see we have the 3 domains, archaea up here, bacteria on the bottom, and then eukarya in the middle. The red star here, this first star, is showing us the mitochondrial endosymbiosis event of that. You can see it comes from the bacteria, so that's an alpha proteobacterium. And then this is like eukaryogenesis, means like the eukaryotic cells are forming. So this is primary endosymbiosis with that proto-eukaryotic cell. Ends up making an actual real eukaryotic cell, which is the last eukaryotic common ancestor, which is the cell that then diverges into all the eukaryotic groups. You can then see that one lineage down here has this star, a single star. It's a primary endosymbiosis event. You can see it's coming from bacteria, so that's the cyanobacterium being engulfed. And that gives rise to, you can see these 3 lineages here, glaucophytes, green algae, and then eventually plants and red algae. That's the Archaeplastida from that primary endosymbiosis event, the second one. And then you can see these double stars. Those show secondary endosymbiosis events. So you can see the green alga then gets engulfed in one event into this chlorarachniophytes. A green alga also got engulfed and into the euglanid group. And then you can see red algae or a red alga in multiple times. So we've got at least like a time in the cryptophytes. We've got the haptophytes, which include the coccolithophores. We have the dinoflagellate group arising from a red alga engulfing. And then in the straminopyle group, they're using this acrophytes group, but this includes brown algae and diatoms. Those are the ones we talked about. And you can see, though, that in the sarclade, the straminopyles, alveolates, and rhizaria, there are many groups in there that don't have chloroplasts at all, and so they don't have these secondary endosymbiosis events. It's just in certain lineages. And you can also see in this where they're marking the lineages. I put a key up here of where those come from. Primary events for the Archaeplastida, secondary events, a primary event for this Pollinella group. We've talked about that being a second way to get that chloroplast from a cyanobacterium. Some of these names are a little different perhaps than one of the more recent phylogenies of eukaryotes, but you get the idea here. And the groups are, where you can see red algae and green algae being engulfed in those secondary events, and that's where those chloroplasts come from. Now you should have a basic idea of the endosymbiotic events in the history of life and what organelles those gave rise to.